You see, traditionally, vertigo is caused by three major factors. 1. Pressure on the inner ear, water buildup in the case of Meniere's disease, and infection with vestibular neuritis. 2. Lack of blood flow to the brain. Low blood pressure is often blamed for this. But bad blood circulation is a more common cause. This is what often leads to stroke. 3. Miscommunication between the balance system in the ears and the eyes. The ears tell you to move in a certain way, and the eyes in another way. That's why people sometimes fall down when they close their eyes. The snoring exercises loosen up and strengthen the muscles around the head. This does three things. 1. It increases blood flow to the head. Most people think the heart is the only source of blood circulation, but all muscles act as mini pumps that help the heart. The muscles in the neck are especially important to get blood flowing up to the brain. 2. It triggers the lymph system to remove toxins and extra fluids from the head area. It also fights infection in this area. Almost everyone, for example, has stiff jaws. When you begin to loosen up your jaw, it triggers the lymph system around the inner ear, very connected. This is the only reliable way to remove fluid and fight inflammation in the inner ear. 3. These exercises position your head in the right way. If you look in the mirror, I guarantee your head doesn't sit completely straight on the neck. I never met a person suffering vertigo or dizziness that had his or her head positioned 100% correct. Your neck joints are like a cabinet door with wrongly adjusted hinges. They either bang into the other doors or won't close properly. This blocks blood flow. But more importantly, it skews the balance between your eyes and ears. Your ears feel like your body is positioned in one way, while your eyes perceive your position in a different way. When you work on the muscles around your balance system, your head will be rightly positioned. Your ears and eyes will agree. Therefore, your vertigo will be permanently healed. This was easier to implement in theory than practice. My initial idea that the snoring exercises alone would be enough was quickly busted. It took me over a year of obsessive, around-the-clock work to test out a set of exercises that helped all 20 volunteers. But once we had a working program, things moved fast. I recruited 137 more volunteers to test the final version. Within a week, almost everyone reported positive results. Most said the healing was immediate. A month later, only 8 still had vertigo. When I pressed them all 8 admitted they simply stopped doing the exercises. Finally, there was a solid cure for vertigo and dizziness. Like I said, this was a long, exhausting, and expensive battle. I personally paid over $500,000 to finance the research. At the end, our savings account was empty and the house was fully mortgaged. Again, when I get obsessed about something, there is nothing stopping me. But it was worth it because the stakes were just too high. Stakes like the pain and suffering vertigo and dizziness causes good people like you. The lost quality of life in the years you're supposed to enjoy. Retirement is when you have the time and resources to reap the rewards of your work. You're missing out on that. But most importantly, the risk of broken bones and brain damage after falling down and hitting your head. I couldn't bear to let it go when I knew there was something I could do about it. So I hope you won't be offended if I ask you to chip in a little bit. Just a little. But only, and I mean only, chip in if the exercises completely rid your vertigo and dizziness permanently. But that's a side issue. The main thing is that now you have a solid program to cure your vertigo and dizziness permanently using the simple exercises we developed. Introducing the Vertigo and Dizziness Program. In the Power Pack pages of the program, I'll lead you through simple vertigo and dizziness exercises anyone can do. Our first version was over 200 pages, but after lots of feedback, I cut out all the fat. It is now lean and super focused. We cut out any exercises that weren't super effective. We left only the 4 most powerful groups of vertigo and dizziness exercises that help everyone. You don't even have to do them all. You can focus on just the ones that help you the most. That means you can begin working the exercises today and be completely vertigo-free in the next 15 minutes. What I'm saying is, you can be 100% vertigo and dizziness-free 15 minutes from now. Within minutes, you can walk around without losing balance or feeling dizzy. You can drive without worrying about harming yourself and others. take your grandchildren out for a ride. But most importantly, you can be around people without acting oddly, without becoming pale and distant as you go into a dizzy spell. You can play with your grandchildren and spend quality time with your spouse and family. And they won't have to constantly worry about you. Nobody wants to be a burden. That is one of the biggest complaints vertigo sufferers share with me. So that brings us to the issue of chipping in. What do you think is a fair price for a solution like this? And remember, I'm only asking if, and only if, it works for you. Remember, I invested over $500,000 developing this program. That does not include endless hours of work and hundreds of volunteers that exhausted themselves to test out different exercises. And despite that fact, what do other treatment options for vertigo cost? Medications, which don't even work in most cases, range from $500 to $2,000 per year. I don't think I need to discuss the issue of side effects any further. A surgery could easily rack up $10,000, and again, these are typically useless. Even a set of walking canes, walkers, and other support devices will cost hundreds of dollars. Even if your health insurance pays for all this, it won't cover costly taxi fares when you can't drive yourself and other hidden costs of vertigo. More importantly, no insurance will cover your pain, suffering, and lost quality of life. No money in the world makes up for that, right? I didn't think so. It costs a lot to run a website like this. Manage a diligent support team ready to answer your questions and get the word out about this solution. That's why I've been advised to ask each successful participant to chip in $500. In fact, my accountant told me just to break even, I couldn't give this vertigo and dizziness program away for less than $300. Anything less than that is a loss. But I'm willing to take the loss again. I believe once enough people succeed with this program, I won't need to promote it anymore. That's why today, I'm not asking for $500, $300, or even $100. No. If you click the order button below, you'll chip in the absolute minimum for this solid program that will heal your vertigo and dizziness permanently. And please do it right now, because I can't realistically keep the price so low much longer. I'm only asking for the price of one taxi fare, one bottle of medication, or one cheap dinner. Is that too much? Not at all. But only chip in if it works for you. The program helped everyone who gave it a good try. Only those who gave up too early failed to cure their vertigo and dizziness. So I'm convinced it will work for you too. But if it doesn't, or if for whatever reasons you don't like the program, I see no reason why you should pay for it. So that's why I ask you to hit the order button below. Complete the order, check out the program, and if for any reason you aren't 100% happy, just shoot us an email. We'll refund you on the spot. You'll find a link to our contact information at the bottom of this and every other page on our website. We'll also send you an email after you order that you can simply reply to for support or a refund. The only thing I ask is that you contact us within 60 days of ordering. That is the maximum time our credit card processor gives us to refund. Remember, you don't have to give us any reason. In fact, it will never come to this. Why? Because after you try out one or two of the exercises in the program, you're going to be thrilled. You'll probably walk straight and confident like you did 20 years ago. Just imagine running after your grandchildren in the park and picking them up, spinning in circles while they laugh their hearts out. To be independent, to go places and do things you always wanted to do. To spend quality time with your partner, friends, and family. Not having to excuse yourself all the time or disappear in a corner. These are years you should enjoy more than any others. Do not waste them feeling sick and miserable. Even more importantly, imagine getting rid of the fear of falling down without a warning. Imagine not dreading going to the hospital today with broken bones. Vertigo usually doesn't kill people, but thousands do die every year from head injuries after falling. Thousands more lose cognitive function due to internal bleeding. I put a lot of effort into making this program. I did this because I know how vertigo and dizziness can take the joy out of life, and how happy you'll be once you've overcome it. So please, don't put it off. Click the order button below and begin the program. Most people order the program only after something serious happens, often after permanent damage is done. Don't make that mistake. You'll never know which fall will be the serious one, the one that leaves you permanently disabled. Click the order button below now, and remember, the risk is all mine.